What's worse looking, my hair or the bed? Guys, pray for me. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. I'm going to start being fancy over here. You guys pray for me to get fancy, okay? Yeah. You all pray for me to get fancy, okay? This is... I'm going to brush my hair and do Bible verses. Brush hair, Bible verses. Brush hair. Bible verses? Bible verses, brush hair. Brush hair, Bible verses. You all having a happy Saturday? You all flying, unplugged, doing your digital online fast? It's a good idea. Should I do that? Should I get off of this thing? This controller in a hand? This smartphone? Or should I find Oregon Trail and just binge play Oregon Trail? Hey Taz, how's it going? Anybody got any plans for the weekend? Hey J-Dub! Long time no see. Just kidding. What's this YouTube game you're talking about? Hey guys, I got a blast from the past, y'all. A few days ago I started to think about my dear friend Elaine. She's from the block back home. She's my homegirl. And I haven't heard from her in years, no cap. I don't know if I was, well, it's been a hot minute. I might have even been living in Washington State last time I said hi to her, to be honest. It's been a while. It's been a minute. So I was shocked today she hit me up. Said she always loved me and always will. The game Sorry? Oh, whoa. I played that a long time ago. Oh, hair pulling already commences. Come here, Osita. Yes. No, I don't have socks on. If you ask that, you don't know me. I don't wear socks unless I really have to. I don't wear footwear unless I have to. I'm barefoot. It's fun. Yeah, she's, oh, it's a long story. But I don't know if we ever even had one drama fest or one, she's a lot like me, I don't think we ever even had a real fight. I mean, we had some things we didn't get along with on, but it was just understood. I don't think we ever, like, were hating on each other, to be honest. We were pretty tight. Very tight. Yeah, her, Elaine, and, oh gosh, I can't remember her name. There was two ladies on the block that I was pretty close with. And the funny thing is, the first lady, or the other lady I'm thinking of, we're enemies from the jump. We're enemies. I mean, she even called the cops on me and got me a parking ticket on my lowrider. And, I got a parking ticket because the lowrider died. The engine died, so it was kind of parked the way it was parked when the engine got killed over. So she called the cops on me for because she thought she owned the road, Amy, and the cops couldn't give me a ticket for. She wanted me. She called them to try to get me a ticket for parking in front of her place, but the cops were like, "No, we can't do that." But you know what those suckers did? They took a ruler. And I was parked 1 inch too far off from the curb. So you can't park more than like 12 inches or a foot off the curb. And I was parked 13 inches off the curb. And they had a picture of it and sent me a ticket on that. That really made me mad. But we eventually became friends. But that cost me a couple $100, her shenanigans. But look how Danny is. She turned the other cheek and forgave him. We actually became good friends. We became good friends. I don't know if I ever told you this story. Yeah. Well, she claimed she was knocking on my door all morning to get my lowrider moved, to get me a move. She claimed she was knocking on my door all morning, but I happen to have be aware of time, right? And I know she knocked on my door like right after she probably gave me the ticket, or she only knocked on my door once. Either way, and I and what else about it? I mean, and the cops didn't move my truck. So if the whole purpose was to call the cops to get them to move my truck, they didn't move my truck anyway. They told her, this is a public place to park. We're sorry you would like this space for your trailer. Oh, I got lots of stories about Amy. But the reason she became my friend, and it was really her decision, not mine. I mean, she's the one who put out the peace offering or what have you, was because she was afraid of the dark. Yes, a grown-ass woman afraid of the dark. And when the lights went out, we had a storm and, you know, we lost electricity. I went over there and I checked on her. And she was like, well, Danny, you're a real one, like nobody else in the hood. Actually, her best friend messaged me. I didn't even know that she had this condition. Her best friend, Patrick, he used to be my next door neighbor, and he messaged me and he said, yo, I'm worried about Amy because she freaks out in the dark, and I know you guys lost your power tonight. And so I was like, okay, I'm on it. And I went over there lickety-split, and I was like, how you doing? And she was freaking out, and I gave her some, like a couple flashlights or something to use, or I found batteries for her flashlight, I think, actually. I think she had flashlights, but the batteries were dead, so I hooked her up with batteries. But anyway, so she was like, well, Danny, you actually, I had you wrong. You're a real one. And she goes, all these other mofos, they all know about me. They've been rocking with me, like, for years, and but none of them showed up. They know I freak out when I got no lights, and none of them are here, but you're here, Danny. And I was like, yeah, Patrick told me, so I headed over here. She's like, wow. So then she was like, let's be friends then. I didn't know you're like, you know, you're a real one like this. I was like, what? How could you not know? Uh-oh, LAPD. Taz, are you in trouble with the LAPD? They were looking for you yesterday. Right after you left the stream, this LAPD came in saying they're looking for you. I look like Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna lie, my torso, like the top half of my body, I do kind of look like her. But that's about it. Not the face or nothing. Cap? Is that like no cap, but just cap? But anyway, so that's how me and Amy became friends. Yeah. But anyways, there a lot went down on the block, but that's just something that happened. But can you believe that she called the cops on me? Would you become her friend after that? And I used to hook her up with food. And I taught her how to go to the mission to get the eats. I taught her about the breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the mission. She had too much pride, and she would not go to the mission. She was like, I'm not about that life. I don't go, like, and I was like, we're going now. So I got her on the schedule to, I mean, we lived around the block from the mission. We literally lived a stone's throw from the mission, and it was a brand new mission. Very nice mission. So it wasn't like nothing seedy or nothing. But yeah, I put her on game. So she knew if I was around. I mean, one time I even was driving and saw her truck was parked somewhere, and she was like camping somewhere. After she lost her place, she did lose her place across from me. So you know they say, do not touch my anointed. Do not touch my anointed. I will forgive, but sometimes, yeah, it says in the Bible, do not touch my anointed. So, so one time I saw her, and actually she actually had an RV at that point. Now I remember, or somebody's RV. She was staying with somebody in an RV, and it was parked behind her truck or something like that. Anyways, but I had a little Caesar's pizza, and I saw her truck there, and I actually stopped and gave her a few slices of my pizza. So she knew if I was around, she wasn't going to starve. Let's just put it that way. But yeah. Oh, and one more thing about her, and then I'll change the subject. She told me she always trusted me because she had 3 pit bulls. And they were known to bite everyone. They were known to be aggressive. And she said around me, they're gentle little angels. So she said, I know you got something different about you, Danny, because you're the only one my dogs aren't trying to attack. You pet them even. They want to cuddle with you. She says, my dogs are not like that. So I know there's something different about you, Danny. She says, because my dogs, you know, they always protect me, and they don't view you as a threat. In fact, they view you as, you know, they're welcoming you in. Yeah, I turned out to be a good friend of hers. So, I mean, she had been, I guess I kind of, she had a rough upbringing. She had rough upbringing, and she was in a rough marriage where she had experienced domestic violence, and there was a lot going on in her past. And so I kind of gave her a pass. I kind of gave her a pass because of everything she'd gone through earlier in her life. But I mean, she had it rough. What's going on with LAPD? LAPD says we desperately try to categorize people and simplify their beliefs, but the truth is people can make self-contradictory actions. You're not worried about Taz anymore, LAPD? Yesterday he was in here making me read all his messages about Taz. Well, he didn't really make me read them. I read them out loud. But I thought that was his whole point, was that that's what he wanted. Yeah, Taz, everyone was talking about you right after you left yesterday. Dinesh was trying to figure out your work schedule, and I told him he could ask you to figure it out. But he asked me what time it was over here, and I didn't know why he wanted to know what time it was over here, so I told him. So he's like, so Taz goes to work at such and such time? Oh no! Well, the jigsaw puzzles are coming together now. Or the jigsaw puzzle pieces. The puzzle pieces are coming together now. Will I be watching the Avengers? I've watched 1.5 movies in the last, since 2020. What do you think? I watched half of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but that's because I was sick in bed in a hotel room. And then I watched Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, but y'all already heard all this. Yeah, you think Dinesh, right? You think Dinesh is trying to cooperate with the pigs? He ought to be focusing on the t-shirt designs to make me. 1616, where have you been for the last 15 minutes? Oh gosh. Oh boy, guys. It was supposed to be time for Bible verses, but I get preoccupied with my... Big time preoccupied. I don't know. We ask Dinesh when he comes here. Wake in Life by Linklater? Who's Linklater? I am not familiar, Lizard Scream. I'm sorry. But Lizard Scream, I know you don't exactly love it when I talk about movie genres, but I'm sorry, I got a new report coming in. I looked up ska. And yeah, Drop Kick Murphys? Is that what they're called? I was getting Drop Kick Murphys and Flogging Molly mixed up in my head yesterday. So I looked them both up. And no, they're not ska at all. They're just like Celtic punk. Well, I knew they were Celtic punk, but I don't know how I got the ska mixed up. So with them in the mix. So I looked up ska, and I found out ska, that Jimi Hendrix did a few ska songs. And of course, I already knew, well, the band that always comes to my mind when I think of ska is No Doubt. So No Doubt and actually Sublime were ska punk, considered ska punk. So Fog and Molly is good too. You're into all that Celtic punk, Tess? Wow, Lid. Okay. I read your joke, but I'm not going to read it out loud. Or should I? Put one if you want me. Put one in the chat if you want me to read Wild Lid's joke. And I figured out the one-armed pitcher. Well, he was actually technically a one-handed pitcher. Are you still here, J-Dub? Do you know who the one-handed pitcher was in the 90s? If not, I'm just dropping the name. Green Day, they're not ska punk though. I was talking about ska punk. Or ska, and then it metamorphosized into ska punk. Green Day is, well, I was saying Operation Ivy. Do you know Operation Ivy, Tanaka? Green Day's Billy Armstrong was influenced by Operation Ivy. And I would just call them punk. But see, that's how this all started, was there was an online feud about whether Green Day or Blink-182 were pure punk. You like Irish punk? Your Irish roots are showing? You like all music that's good? Well, I'm going to have a chart here on the bulletin board. I went from fasting from secular music to now I'm going to categorize all of it. I know, one extreme or another. Real Big Fish is punk, no doubt, and Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Yeah, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones was the first on the list for the AI query. Good job, Lizard Scream, even though you don't exactly endorse my music. Segmenting. But hey, you gave me, so far you gave me 70, so far you gave me 70 Aussie bucks. So I can't complain. 70 Aussie bucks will spend well. I will spend them well. Thank you, Lizard Scream. Or you might have even given me more. Have you given me more than 2 donations? I can only remember the 20 donation and 50 donation. Did you give me something else too, Lizard Scream? Kim Cattrall. Scatting? What's scatting? Oh, the one-handed baseball player is Jim Abbott. Jim Abbott. And he played for the New York Yankees. At least them. Maybe he played for more teams, but the footage I saw was the New York Yankees. Scatting is like jazz with nonsense words. Is that when you're supposed to snap your fingers like this? I looked down today. What can I say? You're on a pension? Oh, okay. And then are you supposed to wear like that French beret? Or they wear some type of sophisticated cap? Well, in Eugene they do. And they drink like special wine. I mean, they just don't drink the cheap bottom shelf wine. They look at the wine label and they go, oh yes, this is Merlot, or this is Pinot Greek Rio or something. Joy? Sabrina's Joy, Kim Cattrall. I don't know if I pronounced her name right. You're the Scat Man Divided? You know about Scat Lizard Scream? This is your category? It's a song from the 90s? Oh, I missed that one. Scatman Divided? I'm the Scatman Divided? Um, some of the songs I like from the 90s. Oh, shoot. Even my short. Guys, did you catch my short of that snake? That snake that woman in the bikini had around her hands? Well, I show her from like the waist down. That picture I took on my birthday when I was at Sandy, Oregon, for my birthday at the river. She pulled that snake. She pulled that snake out of the river, guys. This girl was a snake charmer. But I posted it, and then when I listened to the lyrics said, I'm going to be a beekeeper, a palm reader, a snake charmer. It said palm reader. That's not Christian. But I didn't really listen to the lyrics before I posted it. Oops, my bad. But yeah, some of these 90s songs, I can't even, well, maybe it's just songs in general, I can't use because they're not, you know, they take the Lord's name in vain or something. They're on some type of time I can't approve of. Yeah, the lizard. Did you see my lizard short, J-Dub? That girl literally, there was these guys hitting that snake. There was these guys in a canoe hitting that snake with a branch with sticks they had. And that girl yelled at him, told him to get lost. And she said, that's just a poor little innocent, non-venomous snake. And she pulled that snake out of the river. It was something else. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. That girl in the bikini, and she's got a pierced navel. I wish, or pierced belly button. I wish I would have thought about looking at her belly button and showed her whole belly button ring. But I was like focusing on the snake and her manicured hands, or nails. Well, I don't know. She just told me it was a river snake. Or if she told me what kind it was so long ago, I don't remember. But she's like, that's just a little harmless water snake. I was like, man, only in Oregon could you see something like that. Bikini-clad babe rushes to rescue a snake. Snake charmer, yeah, she was. Well, see, my sister worked at a pet store, so we were already in the crowd of the snaky people. We're already in the crowd of the snake people. You know what I'm saying? But, so I was no stranger to being around people who like snakes, but I never, getting one out of the terrarium at the pet store is one thing. Grabbing one out of the fresh, out of the river, the fresh water, I was going to say. I guess the water's fresh enough. That's something else. That's on another level. Okay, Smashing Pumpkins. The Pixies. Now, did the Smashing Pumpkins base their sound on the Pixies? I've heard this, but I don't really know the Pixies. But I heard that, well, I heard Billy Corgan was influenced heavily by the Pixies. Or was that Kurt Cobain? Or both of them? Oh, shoot. Their sounds are not even alike. I better get my story straight. Well, first I said Billy Corgan, so I'm just going to go with that. She's still into Radiohead? This is like 6 months plus. Because she was into Radiohead when you first was in my stream, Taz. Bailey only showed up briefly in one stream, or it might have been two, but very briefly. Very briefly. Like within a 24-hour period. And I haven't seen her since. She won't stop listening to Radiohead. The struggle is real. Yeah, I almost thought I saw Radiohead in my AI queries, but it was the Talking Heads. I was like, no, that's not Radiohead, that's the Talking Heads. They say the Talking Heads were new wave. Like, Devo. But then I looked up new wave, and it was a lot of songs I would not call new wave. It was just like popular music on the radio. So maybe Lizard Scream is right about these categories. I was like Toto's Africa was on the list for new wave, and I'm like, no, I would just call that like radio pop hit music. But whatever. I don't make the list, I just read them. Or I haven't made one yet. Okay, wait, let me get back to this. Neil Young, Heart of Gold. Bob Dylan. I just found out something about Bob Dylan. He wrote a song I just used. No, All Along the Watchtower was written by Bob Dylan. I just found that out. Because I knew, of course, we all know Jimmy played it. But I didn't know Bob Dylan wrote All Along the Watchtower. That tripped me out. Is that true? I think that's what I read. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm getting my circuits crossed yet. The Beatles? Is it true their last performance was The rooftop performance, Don't Let Me Down. Rooftop performance is one of my faves. And of course, John Mayer and Keith Urban do a nice cover of it. A very nice cover of Don't Let Me Down, I should say. I mean, not too many people could do that, that's all I'm saying. But anyways, I digress. Talking Heads. Hey, you did mention the Talking Heads, that's funny. Talking Heads, Radiohead, Smashing Pumpkins, Pixies, Mars. What's Mars? The Mars? Vota Primus. Primus. I knew certain people into Primus. It seemed like Primus almost had a cult following back in the day, but I never really got into them. The Venetian Snares, Aphex Twin, The Beatles, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, etc. What's etc.? Man, you got a long list for favorites, dude. Mars Volta, or psychedelic punk band. Psychedelic? Does that mean you have to be on psychedelics to appreciate them? Or does that just mean they were on psychedelics? Is it like one of those themes, like Pink Floyd, going to see Pink Floyd at the Laser Theater? I didn't do that, but my sister took my cousins to that, and they all got. When they came back, they were different. Let me just say that. She exposed them to stuff I wasn't going to expose them to, like substances. Winona had a big brown beaver. Am I supposed to read this out loud? Is this a song? Metallica? Yeah. You remember Mars Volta, Taz? You were into acid at the time? I didn't ask you to self-incriminate. I just asked you. That's what their fans did. I love Winona, always brings me joy. Who's Winona? Winona Ryder? Or is this just a song? I always think of Winona Ryder. You know, Johnny Depp had that tattoo that said Winona Forever. And then after they broke up, he changed it to Wino Forever. I guess he zapped some of the letters out, but kept the rest. They used to say my sister Dina looked like Winona Ryder back in the day. I want to get a visual on her. It's a Primus song? Oh, okay. So you're into Primus too, J-Dub? Oh yeah, you told me you know everything about music. Forever is temporary. Is that a song name? Y'all are way more cultured than me. My name is Mud? I heard of none of this. Oh, square dancing? Yeah. Well, I do like dancing as an art form, and anybody having a birthday coming up? Should I do another party stream, guys, or should I just leave those in the past? Les Claypool, yeah, he used to come to Eugene a lot. That was part of like his circuit. Oh, forever is temporary? Oh, about the tattoo? Oh, right. I need a... I don't know, I sometimes forget what I just said on here. Can you guys tell? People answer questions, I forget I asked the question. How have you been doing, Alyosha, anyway? Hi, you Fraj. Did I say your name right? Wait, you put before Oh wait, never mind. I'm about to bust you for coming me before, but I don't think I read it right. My bad. Control, delete. What name means beautiful in Russian? Wino forever? Too bad you and me didn't know each other, J-Dub, when Johnny Depp was on that trial. So we could have bounced ideas off of each other and laughed and ate popcorn together. Alyosha means beautiful. Oh. In Russian? Your pressure from your engineering exams? Yeah. Guys, I need to get some water to drink. Hang on. Coffee? I got coffee right here too. But I put milk in it, and I don't think that was a good idea. I mean, I can already feel that I think it gave me some brain fog. So that kind of defeats the purpose of drinking coffee if you're getting brain fog from drinking it. Now, you'd just be hyper, but you'd be not able to focus, but hyper. Kevin, you drink sweet tea? I thought that was just a southern thing in the USA. Why? Why? Did you see Justin Bieber drinking it? Did he put you on game? Ah! Who's digging up the backyard? Alyosha? Your dog? Oh wait. My cats? For some reason, little G's been really... For some reason, see this boy? That's why I put him on the cover. For some reason, this boy... he's been glued to me all day. When I was washing the dishes, he wanted me to pet him instead of washing the dishes. This boy is not leaving my side. I don't know why. Oh. I don't know what's going on with him, but he wants to be near me all day today. Lactose intolerant poll chat. I don't know how to do a poll chat. Can you do one, Taz, as the moderator? Managing mod? Yeah, he's out, but still next to me. He's got big paws, y'all. What's my name, Danny? Don't wear it out. I'm looking for the poll thing, but they changed everything up on me here. Flip, mute, stickers, lighten, create highlight. J-Dub, behave. Well, J-Dub, do you know where the poll things are for the poll? If I press this button, would I regret it? I better not press that button. Okay, I'm going to try again. Chat filter. Chat translation. Yeah, you don't know where it is either? Okay, chat. If you are lactose intolerant, press a 1 in the chat if you're lactose intolerant. If you're JW, you're going to brag that you like do an IV of milk just to get calcium in your system, put a 3 in the chat. I don't have the makeup filter on. I don't think. This is the makeup filter. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Where's the makeup filter? This. Can you tell the difference? There, that's the makeup filter. Or the retouch filter. I look better, huh? I can tell the difference? IV of milk, yeah. He says 1-2% IV bag. I've had it on before. I've had the makeup filter on before. And in the winter, when we had no sun, I did this one, the lighting filter. There we go, all set. Don't I look like a brand new woman now? When I used to use it, they would all say they couldn't tell the difference. The people in my chat. Oh yeah, you agree, J-Dub? No difference? I don't need makeup. Well, I have a lot of makeup over here. But I just don't have the energy to put it on. Oh, thanks for the laughing disco, Taz. You're a real one. I'm always beautiful? Well, thank you. My mom is mogging me, but I'm okay, I guess. How do you clean it up? Are you talking about vomit or number 2? Talking about poop or vomit? I mean, or pee. I don't know. Enzymic cleaners. You have to have a cleaner of enzyme. Do you have Dawn dish soap? They say Dawn dish soap has enzymic cleaners, enzymes in it. Thanks for the laughing disco, Taz. Oh yeah, wash it off with the water hose. That's a smart idea if it's on the porch. Duh. Good one, Taz. It's poop. Ah! Oh, per her request, I made Francesca a mod because she couldn't stand being in my comment section and letting people low-key harass me. It was like no big deal to me, like ain't no thing but a chicken wing to me, but it had her feeling some type of way, so I modded her up so that she can defend my honor. Sarvi Arby, where's your favorite cougar? I don't see no cats around here. Yeah, shout out to Francesca. She says she can't wait to see you guys' reaction. So shh, keep it on the DL. Act surprised when she comes in here. You can be absent, that's okay, Jada. No worries. Skeetum's doing a live? Cat dogs eat up the cat poo? Ooh. And then you let him lick your face? Ew. Hey, Nellie's doing better. Nellie's doing better. Yeah. He's doing very good, but I just wish he would stay in at night. He's not staying in at night. It's like he's afraid to be in here at nighttime. So today and yesterday, I only gave his meds to him in the morning, and they're supposed to be at morning and night. So we're slacking on the med routine, but other than that, he's looking a lot better. And I will admit it, guys, it kind of scares me to check up on him because it wasn't a pretty sight to see his injury. But you know, I'm a pet owner, and that's part about having 6 cats is you gotta look at some stuff sometimes that ain't so pretty. So I've been monitoring him. Hey, Tower Vanch. Hey, Mr. Tower. Oh, it's not live. Oh, is that video where he's showing some video game of his? Yeah, I saw that too. Right before I jumped on, I got a notification for it. They say they think it's a spider bite. That was what the vet said at first. But then he second guessed himself, and then he was like, or it possibly could be cat bites. But so he got bit on his butt, and now that he was shaved, and I can get a better view of it, it actually looks like two little marks on the side of his penis. So I don't know how graphic you guys want me to get on this, but it looks like so after it got infected, it looks like the pus was just draining out of his pee hole, because that's where it could drain out of. But the bite's actually on the side of his penis. But you know, when he had his fur still on, I couldn't see that, you know, because it's a spider bite. So yeah, his cat pee pee. I mean, there was blood and pus coming out of his pee, as J-Dub says. Yeah, it was not on his butt too, but the bite on his butt didn't get infected. But the vet didn't even know. When the vet saw this, the vet was like, I have no idea what this is. This is the first time I've seen this. That's what the vet said. Because I was like, well, what do you think it is? And the vet's like, beats me. This is something new. I was like, oh gosh. But yeah, it could have been a snake bite, huh? Well, we're thinking spider bite, because you know how spider bites are, two little dots next to each other, two little incisions next to each other. I mean, it's literally, you know what I mean? It's literally these two small little incision points within like 1/8 of an inch, or yeah, like 1/8 of an inch from each other. Very small and very close together. So I mean, if that's not a spider bite, I don't know what is. Like, not even a snake bite could be like that, if I think about it, right guys? Or it's just weird stuff. Definitely not a cat bite though, I wouldn't say. But the vet said that could be, because the vet said that could be possible. But you know, the more I think about it, or even initially I thought, no, because there's more when the cat bites I've seen, there's more like chunks of fur missing, or more blood from the jump. This thing didn't have blood right away, or at least, or unless the blood separated out, and I was only seeing the liquid clear part of the blood, like the plasma separated from the blood. I don't even know how to explain it, but because what I saw at first wasn't red blood, and I would think with a cat bite it would have started off with red blood. So it seemed more like a little spider bites, because it took a while to get infected, and then for the blood and pus to manifest, or to come about from the infection, if that makes sense. It's just nasty to think about. Probably need to change the subject by now. But hey, I'm a real trooper, and you know, I got him into the bed at the nick of time. Yeah, like and subscribe. Hi, Hafiz. Sorry about the gruesome details, guys, but I mean, at least you guys didn't see it. I saw it, and I mean, poor boy, poor boy. You think it could have been cat bites and lizard? I mean, that was the vet's second guess. His first guess was spider bite, and then he took Nellie back, and he flushed out the wound and examined it, and determined that there was nothing in the wounds, like no, you know, that he cleaned out the wounds behind the scenes. I honestly think they took him back there. Well, they had to give him gas so he'd stop wiggling around. But I honestly think, I mean, the vets operated on Nellie before, removed that bullet from Nellie with me petting Nellie. So part of me wonders, were they just like, let's get this cat away from me? I mean, I was pleading the blood of Jesus. I was whispering it, but I was going, I plead the blood of Jesus over Nellie. So I kind of think they thought they had to get the frantic, crazy cat lady away from Nellie. But they had to take him in the back to give him gas, though. So I don't know. Um, Jingle bells. Yeah, I mean, so now all you see is two dark spots. You see two dark spots. And I did ask the vet about cleaning it, and the vet was like, no, just let him, lick himself. And that'd be good enough. Oh, Hafiz does lives? You do lives, Hafiz? I didn't know that. I mean, I thought you did content, but I didn't know you did lives. I thought maybe like just videos and shorts. But thanks for listening to me, guys. I feel like you guys are sometimes my counselor or therapist. Thanks for listening to me talk about my traumatic experience. Ah! Well, J-Dub, I could go into graphic details about what the vet was referring to, but I'll leave it up to your imaginations. But it was just... not a pretty sight. Let's put it that way. Oh, thank you, Taz. Yeah, let's speak life over Nelly. That's for sure. Let's speak life over him. And he's doing well. He's doing a lot better. He is doing amazingly well, all things considered. So I'm glad I noticed. I'm glad I noticed because it wasn't something necessarily like that obvious at first. I just know my cats. So I know when something's off, if you know what I mean. I'm from the USA. Office. But yeah, I mean, it was just, the infection was just getting worse quickly. So I'm glad I brought him in. It's the time I did. Watch it on the replay, 1616. I already went over it enough already. Watch the previous stream. Like, I say Nelly got bit where, from what, and that goes into detail about it. It's a short stream. It's actually under an hour, 16. And you can ask AI things. That's what I do when I have my long streams or any stream of mine. I ask AI to find me. Like if I'm talking about something with you, 1616, I ask the stream, tell me when did Danny talk about 1616, or when did Danny say 1616? And it'll pop up in the stream. So you can ask, how did Danny find out Nelly had an injury? I mean, you're an intelligent dude. You can figure out a question, ask it where it'll find the right timestamp. You're not into watching 3-hour streams, but you watch 3-hour streams all the time with me, 16. Or is that different because I'm live and can engage with you, interact with you? Lizard Scream says he needs some antibiotics, some rest, some love, and then back to 100 in no time. Yeah, that's true. Lizard knows what time it is. I feel like I've been hunching over. Like my shoulders hurt from just hunching over, guys, on this stream. And I was supposed to read Bible verses, so that's the main reason I came on here. Look, almost an hour in. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Like when Jesus asked his His apostles will stay up late and wait for him, and they fell asleep with the quickness. Yeah. Same problem, new era. Psalm 138:8. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endures forever. Forsake not the works of thine own hands. So you want me to ask you a question, 1616? I didn't share the screenshot with Taz because it just would take too much energy from me at that moment. After my stream ended. So I'm just going to drop the question. If I can even remember the question right, 16, you correct me if I say it wrong. So he asked Brother Antonio, was the question directed to Brother Antonio? I think it was. So Francesca does these collabs with a wise man named Brother, did I call him Francesca? Or did I call him Antonio? I'm already getting my story twisted. Okay, anyways, Brother Antonio, let's just start from the beginning. So Brother Antonio was doing a collab with Francesca, and Anonymous was glazing him. And then he asked Brother Antonio, what do I do if I have two friends who hate each other? Do I try to rekindle their friendship? Was that your question, 16? Did I say it right? Sorry. This was Mr. False Buzz J's question. Well, I came in later on in the stream, and all I did was scroll up the chat to see what I missed. So I don't know what he said, but her channel mod, said to take it or pray about it. She said to take it to prayer. Pray about it, and she said to have the Holy Spirit guide you, I believe. Soundcore? I have Soundcore. They're right here. These ones? Oh, where are they? You talking about these, Kevin? These are Soundcore? No? Yes? By Anchor? These kind? These ones? Like that? Those ones? Kevin, right here. I have them. How do you know about sound cords, Kev? They're $100 here in the U.S. They're $100, but you know how I am. I got them on sale for like $70 when they were doing some type of Amazon discount days. These? Kevin, these or no? Okay, so it's a yes. I don't know what, I mean, I think they're the nicest headphones Anchor makes, aren't they? Unless you're talking about like, I don't know if they make anything that's like Beats, that's like several $100s. But in my price range, I mean, that's not even my price range to be honest, but my outer uses them. So she convinced me to get them. My outer said they're the best thing since sliced cheese. If it wasn't for my outer, like, speaking so highly of them, I would have been like $70, forget that. But, you know, she acted like they were comparable to Beats or comparable to, You know, Beats by Dre or whatever. So well, that's why I got them, because I was like, well, if she's acting like they like $300 headphones, then I guess 70's okay. But they will use the same housing. They will use the same design for their cheaper headphones. So you can get a pair of $20 Anchors, and I think they look pretty much the same. But they changed the interior. You know, they changed the electronics that's in it. So when I first saw them, I was like, 70 bucks, are you kidding? Because I've had the $20 ones before. I was like, I've had those for 20 bucks before. But then I read the reviews and realized they use different, they fill them with something better on these. And it's the same, what do you call it? The brain behind it has the same, oh gosh, I forget what it's called. But it's the same thing as Beats. It's got the same, processor. It's got the same processor as Beats, or the same size of a processor. So then I thought, well, I guess it's worth it then. I was never a fan of earbuds originally. It took me a long time to get used to them or to like them, but no, I use them all the time. I think it's just a Lizard Scream. I think you just have to give it a like a transition period. That's what I did, and now I use them all the time and they don't bother me. The CPU? Oh, I don't know. They call it a processor, I think. The Anchor is a good deal? You say so, Kevin? Okay. Samson earbuds, I've never heard of them. I mean, I don't know much about earbuds. Like I said, these were only recommended to me, or I wouldn't even know about them. Alright, bye, Hafiz. Catch you on the flip, Skip. If you're even here anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm always afraid of losing these. $70 to me is a lot for headphones. I'm afraid of losing them. But I used to have a pair of Bose. I had a pair of expensive Bose headsets. A pair of them? Or is it a pair or a single unit? What do you call it? Anyways, I had Bose, the Bose headphones that are like, running like $300 at the time. But those were stolen from me. When I got scammed out of a lot of my belongings. Do I believe in the paranormal? Well, I mean, I'll answer that on my witchcraft stream. I'll explain later. Well, what do you see, Dimebag Willie? Yeah, you lose too many earbuds to invest in them. Yeah, I hear you, Taz. I mean, these ones are like on lockdown. Like, I usually keep them in the exact same place, and if I realize I forgot to put them back there, I search with a quickness to find them. I'm scared of losing them. Low key. I never had a Walkman. I could never afford one when they were popular. I got embarrassed because I have a friend and she had a checklist of like how to tell if you were raised in the 90s or something. And she said, I said, well, I got all but 2 of those on that list. And she's like, how could you not have every single thing on that list? I didn't want to explain to her I was too poor to have a Walkman. I was all embarrassed. I mean, I guess I could have found one at Goodwill or something, maybe, but I just wasn't about that life. You got a Walkman when everyone got a Discman? What's a Discman? I don't even know what that is. It's my filter. I got a filter on the screen, RC. But I want to put... Oh, sorry. Sorry, little G. I want to put lipstick on. I do want to put lipstick on, though. I accidentally... I'm sorry, my man. I accidentally put my body weight on my hand and put my hand on Lil G's tail. So he's... Look, Lil G. Look at Lil G. Oh shoot, dropping things. Lil G, come, give me that look again. I don't think he'll give me the look again. He gave me a look like, how dare you, woman. Lil G wasn't impressed with me waking him up and scaring him by putting my weight on his tail. Huh. Yeah? Ugh. What am I dropping now? I gotta pick all this stuff up. On my cards. Discman was the compact disc player. Walkman was for tapes. Oh. Well, I had neither one. So. I mean, I never... Well, anyways, I'm not gonna talk about all that. Let's find a better subject. Danny don't want to go down that lane. I got a more current picture of my mom, Taz. There's a short. Do you want me to tag you in the short? I'll tag you, Taz, in the short that's pictures of my family. I think there's a picture of Blue with his diploma in that picture, or in that short. So you see Blue on his graduation day from high school, and you see my mom. And there's a picture of my mom getting married to my dad in that short. But no, she don't really look like that no more. I mean, you know, she gained a lot of weight after she had us kids. She gained a lot of weight, and she never really got it off. Well, when she adopted Sarah, she went and saw a dietitian, and she got on a special diet, and she got on these special exercises, and she lost a lot of weight. Like, I was shocked how quick she lost her weight. Like she was almost as skinny as me at the time. And so I was like, dang, Mama is shedding the pounds. But the sad thing is, right when she was doing this, like doing her blow up, is when she got her train wreck. And so then she was hospitalized, and then the weight just went back on because, you know, she couldn't hardly move, and she was eating junkier food again, I guess. My mom's got a, thank you, RC, because my mom was a baker. You know, she loves to eat pastries. She loves her baked goods. Thank you, RC. Thanks for the stars. So, you know, thank you, RC. Did you see RC? He's the philanthropist of the year. Thank you, RC. Some hoity-toity group made John Mayer the philanthropist of the year, and he went out on he went to some type of event the other night. Because he's got the Heart and Armor. You know, he gives money, or he has that foundation for veterans. And so, yeah, he got recognized for that. The injury derailed her. Taz, are you trying to make a pun? The train wreck derailed her? Did you do that on purpose, Taz? Are you trying to be like me and just make puns, cryptic puns, and see if people get them? You guys, I don't know if you guys want me to tell you what my grandpa told my dad on his deathbed. It's got tones of, well, it was from his own personal experience dealing with racism, because, you know, my grandpa was on the darker side, on my dad's side. You put it in context, though, because I think there might be some weirdos who might just say this is racist or something, what I'm about to say. But, I mean, it came from his own mouth as a darker man. It came from his own mouth as a darker man. And it's when he was in the hospital passing away. And it was before my dad met my mom. And I'm just keeping it real telling you guys it, but I never tell people this because I'm afraid they take it the wrong way. But, so my dad and his brother were pretty close to each other because they spent the longest time in the orphanage. This is just backstory stuff, so you can follow along. So, I mean, my dad and his brother were super, super duper close. So what happened was, well, my grandpa, and I'm pretty sure he told my uncle it too. I don't think he just said it one time. because I think that explains the women. I think this explains the women that my dad and his brother picked out for their wives, for their mother of their children. So I'm sure he must have said it before he was hospitalized and passing away, because my dad's brother never went to the hospital to visit his dad, or my grandpa, when he was passing away. To my knowledge, because they didn't get along. They didn't. My dad was with my grandpa in the hospital 24/7 when my grandpa was passing away. My dad was. My dad was very close to his father, very, very close to his father, and forgave him for being in prison, forgave him for all that stuff. And my uncle didn't forgive him on that level. My uncle always, he felt some type of way because of the way they were raised in an orphanage due to everything, due to their dad being in prison. So anyways, let me get back to the story. So my dad told me that when his dad was passing away in the hospital, he looked at my dad and said, my whole life I've struggled because I have dark skin. He goes, he told my dad this. He told my dad, I married a white woman and had 2 kids with a white woman because we need to bleed the dark out. He said, we need to bleed the dark out. So I want you to marry the whitest woman you can find. And my dad married my mom, who's the redhead with the whitest skin out there. You know what I'm saying? And so, and his brother married a redhead too with very, very white skin. So I always wondered, like, did my dad really take that to heart? So that's just the way it is, you know. Yeah, Tass, it is. It is. Well, you know, my grandpa didn't shoot at a KKK rally for nothing. He didn't, you know, go ballistic on them for nothing. So he dealt with issues of racism. I mean, they say that that's why he went to prison the one time, was because a well-established white businessman was shooting at his wife, and they couldn't have him go to prison, so that was what my grandpa said. So they used him as a scapegoat and pinned him for the shooting, because, you know, he was darker. Anyway, yeah. So my dad told me this when I was growing up, about how his dad told him that, and it's just part of their experiences. My dad's experience with his dad and stuff, you know. But what we didn't know at the time, or I didn't know at the time, was that my grandpa actually was married before, so my grandma was his second wife, but his first wife was black. But we didn't know this at the time. I mean, he didn't talk about her. He didn't say nothing about her. I mean, he passed away before I was born. But I mean, as far as the family lore, we didn't know about this, right? And so I started talking to my cousin about our family's history. And I was like, yeah, I mean, because our grandpa was in prison. Like, this is like casual chat about family history. And my cousin said, hold up. What did you just say? Who was in prison? And I was like, you didn't know our grandpa was in prison twice? And she's like, no one ever told me. I was like, whoa, family secrets, right? And here I'm just like, I just thought it was common knowledge. And so then I was like, by the way, since we're talking about like things you don't know about, how about his first marriage to the black lady, and he's got 2 kids with her? And she said, and I said, and their last name was Nurse. I said, do you know about them? And she said, are you kidding me? She said, I used to write letters to them, but I was told they were our cousins. And I was like, no, that's actually, or she said, she was told they were what? Let me think about this. I don't know. She wasn't told. See, now I'm not making sense, because they would have been her cousins. She was told they were something else, but I can't remember now. I'd have to look at the messages. But their actual relationship, it was hidden, and maybe because they were black. I mean, these were just people we didn't know about. I mean, how I found them was I did a Google search of my grandpa's name, and then all of a sudden this family tree came up, and I was like, what the heck? There's these two kids that he had before he even got with Grandma Vaughn or Grandma Jessie. I was like, what? So then that's why I asked her if she knew about him, because we didn't know about him. And so then she was like, yeah, but I heard I didn't know they were like related to us like that. So I was like, oh, wow. Ah! Yeah, yeah. Oh, can I do my Chinese accent? What do you want to hear? I don't know, is that it? Lady, you're going to have to look through a lot of those dishes, lady, to find a clean dish, lady. I mean, a lot of those dishes, lady. You're going to have to look through all those dishes to find a clean dish, lady. I don't know, was that the same as before? Yeah, it's not an uncommon story or unheard story. Yeah. Yeah, my grandpa was born in 1898 because he had my dad later in life, and my dad had me later in life, and I'm no spring chicken, so do the math. You know, he was World War I vet. People would always tell me, you mean World War II? I'd be like, no, World War I. I get a special... No, I better be quiet. I was going to say a racist joke. I better just stay in my lane. Especially since I've been talking about how racism affected my own family. I can't be like that, right, guys? Ah! I'm not angry. No, I'm not angry. I mean, this is just... this is just the family history. Anyway, so yeah. But I never tell anyone that story because I'm afraid they're going to say, what do you mean your grandpa said that type of stuff to your dad? I think people would take it the wrong way, so I'm confiding in you all, so. It's a lot of fun to practice your accents. Were you in theater, Lizard Screen? Something tells me you were a theater student. Were you into acting? Tell my mom to give me my fair share of inheritance. Yeah, when pigs fly. I'll work on that as soon as pigs fly. Konnichiwa? Doesn't that mean hello? Yeah, right, Taz. See, I don't keep nothing from you guys. I keep nothing from you guys. What's going on now? What are you doing, Kevin? I don't know. I can't figure you out, Kevin. What type of time are you running on? Kevin, you're the reason I want to do a collab about racial issues in USA. Just saying. But nobody wants to take me up on it, the offer, so... Because I'd be a white girl here all by my lonesome trying to talk about it. Somebody proposed to you? Who, Alyosha? Who proposed to you? Americans say theater, we call it drama class. Oh. You alright, Lizard? I also said acting, didn't I? To try to make it more digestible what I said. But the word's not acting, it's drama. 16, who are you talking about, Alyosha? Now you gotta spill the beans. You can't leave me hanging like that. How old am I? Old enough to know better, still too young to care. Well, you want to see my birth certificate? Alyosha's a guy. At least I thought so this whole time. Alyosha, aren't you a guy? Please. Or is this a gender reveal? Ask me for a proposal on fried chicken recipes. What's that mean, RC? Means you cook up fried chicken so well you get marriage proposals out of the crispy skin you create? I never even got one proposal. You guys are making me feel some type of way. I've never had one bona fide marriage proposal. All right, yeah. I'll read the comments later and figure it all out. Coffee time? Yeah, I'm about to do it. I'm about to say, hey, did anyone ever say if they're lactose intolerant? Did you guys ever say it in the chat? No, I don't. I mean a bona fide proposal where someone's down on their knees and opens their box with a ring in it, Taz. I ain't gonna count none of these love from afar internet proposals. They don't count. I mean a real bona fide old-fashioned one, old school one. You know how my dad proposed to my mom? Well, I don't have all the details, or I don't remember them all if I ever did. But you know how? Well, there's one sweet thing I remember. You know how my dad proposed to my mom? They weren't really like an item. I don't know how to explain this. I mean, he was already macking on her. If you guys remember how he was, he stole her from Tony. But so he was already, like, I don't know, they weren't like an official item or something. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. It was before I was born. But you know what I'm saying? Well, it totally shocked her. Let me just put it this way. It totally shocked my mom that he proposed to her. She didn't see it coming. So let me just put it that way. So whatever type of relationship they had, my mom didn't think it was like on that level, right? If I asked my dad, he might say something else, but I can't. He's passed away. So he invited her to go to Vegas. My dad invited my mom to go to Vegas, right? And they lived in Los Angeles or Long Beach at the time. And so she went on a weekend trip with him to Vegas. So when he got there, see, my dad's good at being romantic and stuff. I have to admit that. He got game. So when they get to the hotel room and stuff, so this is back when we didn't have smartphones, guys. We had little clicky cameras, right? So he stood in front of the mirror in the hotel, and he asked my mom to marry him. And she freaked out and said yes and kissed him. And so he took the camera and he took a picture of them kissing through the mirror image. Or that's how he lined up the picture, was he was looking through the mirror. So he was looking through the mirror and took the picture. And so they had a picture of her saying yes and kissing him to the marriage proposal. So that was kind of sweet of him to do. But my mom said she was like totally shocked, but she did say yes. And so then they went and got married at one of those chapels, those Vegas chapels where you just walk in and get married, right? And so then they had their honeymoon at Vegas, or they had their honeymoon like, so they kind of Yeah, back to LA, like took their time getting back to LA and explored the area of like southern Nevada. And so they had their honeymoon in and around Vegas. Oh yeah, my dad was really smooth operator. So they eloped. They basically eloped, and it was my dad's plan. And then he shocked my mom. I think what happened, but this might be Danny adding some stuff. I think what happened was, I wasn't going to tell you guys this part, but I think it's funny. I think what happened when they got in the hotel room, my mom was like, there's only one bed here. Why isn't there two? And my dad said, because I have a question to ask. And she's like, well, what's the question? I think that's when he put it on her. He's like, because we're only going to need one bed. Oh my gosh, this is making me embarrassed just thinking about that. Anyways, yeah, that's how my dad did a segue into it. Oh yeah, about that? Yeah. Reno? Yeah, she was like, hang on, I'm going to call the desk and get this situation figured out. I'm going to get us moved to another room. My mom was all on it like that, and he's like, hold up. Let me explain. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. My mom was like, this can't be right, to give us the wrong room. There's only one bed here. My dad was like, well, I got a solution to that. Oh. Yeah, I do need some coffee. I'm going to use the restroom. Because I've been drinking all this mad water. Because everyone says, drink water. Coffee will dehydrate you. So I did my part. I drank enough water to have to use the restroom again. Yeah, I'm going to get my coffee. I'll be right back. And use the facilities. Alyosha. Hey, I'm talking about my parents, okay? They didn't tell me anything. I mean, I think honestly my dad told me that part when we were on a walk not near my mom. I don't think my mom would even approve of me hearing that part, I told you. Anyways, I'm going to the restroom. Y'all gonna make me blush. Anyways, I'll be back. My dad, my dad, my dad never had any money. My dad gave my mom everything he owned in the divorce. He gave her the 2-bedroom house on a big lot. We had a big yard at our place. And he gave her the 1-acre property they had like 15 miles out of town. He walked away with nothing. So my dad didn't have anything to give me. And all the money he had, just to keep it real, all the money he had, Lou took. Lou wasn't working and was having my dad in his 80s work as a janitor at Walmart to make ends meet. Up until 2 weeks before he got sick, up until 2 weeks before my dad got sick, and was hospitalized for the first time for the condition which ultimately led to him passing away, he was still working at Walmart. He was still working at Walmart. He just got medical leave. And my mom has a little cheerleader daughter. They just went on a tour of Europe. I'm just going to keep it real. I've been replaced by a little cheerleader 16-year-old girl. But hey, you know, I don't care, to be honest. I mean, I don't hold any hard feelings against her. I mean, good for her. She has the life I never had, you know. I'm glad somebody did in the family. 16. I'm getting a bad report about you. Are you behaving? Better be careful. The LAPD may come in here, Taz. Yeah, I don't have any hard feelings. Like Alyosha, don't have any hard feelings about my mom or her new family or nothing. I mean, I'm pushing 50. I'm pushing 50. I can't be. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass woman out here. You know what I'm saying? I can't be expecting handouts, even if they're for my parents, to be honest. I mean, Sarah's definitely different than us, but she also didn't have my dad as her dad. You know what I'm saying? Her dad hasn't been a good example in her life as far as work ethics. And see, my dad was all about work ethics. I mean, I just said he worked until he pretty much practically dropped in his grave, just to say. So my dad always had strong work ethics. And so that influenced me and Dina. And Sarah don't have that. Sarah, I'm going to say this real quick, but you didn't hear it. She's got a donut eating cop daddy. She got a donut eating cop daddy. So, but I didn't say that, okay? I didn't say that. Hey, if one comes along, if I get a handout coming my way, I don't know. I might think twice before turning it down at this point in my life. Let's put it that way. He got screwed over. He got screwed over, Anonymous. He worked for the government, but he left his government position to work for something like what's Dick Cheney's company? Lockheed Martin? Yeah, he left his nice government position to work for a company like Lockheed Martin because they promised him the world, but he didn't have it on paper. So by the time he retired, they gave him a nice watch and patted him on his back and said, "Thank you for your hard work." he made a big mistake leaving the government, the U.S. government. I'm not even sure, like, who exactly he worked for. But he made a big mistake leaving the government sector for the private sector. And he found out the hard way. So, and he had a gambling problem. So what money he had, it went to Bicycle Club. That's back in the day, that was the big casino in LA, was Bicycle Club. And so he actually left my grandma with a huge gambling debt. That my grandma had no idea about until the bill started coming in. He hid all that. He hid all that. That's why I don't gamble. It's because it's part of the sad part of my family. Part of the sad stories about my family. Well, I don't know if he worked for them or someone else, 16. That's only, you know, I got to, who would a physicist work for? I just threw that out. I mean, he had knowledge about, you know, that type of stuff. You get a white adopted cousin, also a cop? Oh shoot, they sprout up out of nowhere, huh, Taz? But, I don't know who P1 is. P1 took his job? I don't know. I mean, yeah, the gambling bug is no bueno. I mean, it's like a drug. They can actually, you know, they've done studies where they hook up wires to your head or something. I don't know how they do it, but they've done studies where the dopamine, the adrenaline or whatever, you know, it's just like the same as a rush off of, you know, white drugs and stuff like that. It's the same, your brain does the same thing. It releases the same endorphins or dopamine or whatever it is, serotonin, I don't know. But it's the same, you know, it's an addiction. It does the same thing as a bona fide drug out here. Shout out to Jarvis. Jarvis? Shout out to Big Cuzzo Jarvis, says Taz. Well, somebody's got to do that job, right? I mean, my mom says my stepdad had a lot of power. I used to tell people he was a game warden. I don't know how I thought he was a game warden. And then my mom got insulted a couple years ago, and she was like, he was no game warden. He actually had a lot of power when he left that position. But he did leave it early. He didn't retire out of law enforcement. He got tired of it. He got tired of dealing with people. So he actually, he was actually working for an agency that had a lot of touristy type stuff too. And so he went to the road maintenance. He went to road maintenance to maintain the roads there for that same agency. So he gave up his highfalutin. He gave up his highfalutin law enforcement career and went into road maintenance. So he didn't have to deal with all of the drama and politics and people. So he could just flatten a road and not deal with people. To be honest. He got tired of it. Or the legal, or the law enforcement stuff. He got tired of it, so we went to road maintenance. And then he built stuff like, you know, like a little shack that tourists could, like sit in with benches and just look at, like, so he did the road maintenance and the construction. So he would build these like little observation decks and little huts people can sit in when it's raining or snowing, and can look at some fancy pictures on the wall and do a little bit of the touristy thing, you know. Well, he still had his retirement fund 16. He still came out ahead. I mean, him and my mom are separately wealthy. They don't have to combine their wealth to be wealthy. They both have their own their own uh, their own coin set aside. So he did well at the end. I guess. I mean, it's not like 16. My mom, have you been around rich people? Rich people act poor. My mom complains all the time about not having money, okay? But did you know the richest people always act like the poorest? I don't know. Do I have to put you on game 16? So, she'll act like that, but then she's like, oh, I gotta go to this event. And I'd be like, what type of event, Mom? She goes, oh, it's just a little small, intimate event with some of the other investors. And I'm like, a small, intimate event with some of the other investors? And she'd be like, yeah, we just paid John Mayer and rented a music hall, and he's just gonna perform for us privately. No big deal. I'd be like, Mom! I wasn't invited. Okay, well, it wasn't John Mayer. I just used him as an example. But they did rent out. The investment peeps did rent out the local historic theater and had a private showing of a movie, with hors d'oeuvres. And so my mom's like, yeah, I'm poor. And then she's like, oh, I got to find a nice dress and get out my gaudy, chunky jewelry and dress up for this gala event. And I'm like, what, Mom? You're doing what? The jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than the master of one. Oh, I like that lizard scream. That's why you got to buy the Twix bar. And you share it. You even cut them in half. Now you got 4 servings. Yeah, I like that, Skeetum, kind of. But I mean, they still live in the house George owned, like, they still live in the same house. Well, I don't know. Don't get. I got more to say about it, but I'm not. I'll save it for another day. I'm done with it for right now for explaining this the vibe over there with my mom and stepdad. I mean, you guys, when she was throwing her clown parties, when my mom had her clown business, she was charging $60 or $80 an hour. Like if you had a basic party, my mom was charging $60 an hour. If you had a nicer party, it was $80 an hour. And this was in the 80s. This is when things were a lot cheaper. My mom's already said no organ donations. My mom has made it clear there will be no organ donations, so can't go that route. She thinks if you sign up to do things with organ donation, that they pull the plug on you and harvest your organs prematurely. So my mom will not have anything harvested from her if she's able to have control over it. I mean, she won't let me put I'm an organ donor on my driver's license. She yelled at me that I even contemplated that and said that We shall not donate our organs on the license. We can't even, we don't have that on our license. Because my mom believes there's a lot of organ trafficking out there. Ah. Ah. I mean, I've never had vaccinations because my mom believes the vaccinations are sketchy too. I mean, except for that one I did in high school to avoid advanced math class. But yeah, uh, no, no, I didn't have any of that, Taz. I'm an anti-vaxxer too, just like my mom. There, I said it. And I used to think my mom was crazy. When I was young, I thought my mom was crazy about it. But then, as I got older, and as I did my own research and stuff like that, I got on page with her. A lot of things my parents believed in when I was growing up that I thought was nuts, I actually now, like not celebrating Christmas, I thought as soon as I become an adult, I'm gonna, like, do this or that. And no, I became my parents. I was like, and by the time you're an adult, who wants to celebrate Christmas? Now you're the one shelling out the money just to keep it real. Now you got to buy gifts too, so it was too late for that anyway. Yeah, some people are like, you can start celebrating Christmas now. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. All the fun parts are already out the window. I'd have to be the person in charge. Alyosha, yeah, it's been here for quite a while. Really, Taz? That's sad. I mean, about the side effects on that stuff. Well, Alyosha was blocked for a while. Alyosha was one of those ones who got blocked when there was the big block fiasco of 2026 on YouTube. So Alyosha wasn't here for a hot minute because he was blocked, and I didn't know his channel name, and it took him a while before we got that figured out and got him back on here. Yeah, Lizard Scream. You've heard about the organ harvesting, or I don't know. Is that what you call it? Dynamic pricing? I don't know that term, Scutum. Yeah, in the 80s, my mom was making bank. But, we never had anything to show for it, to be honest. I don't know why you got such beef against my mom, Alyosha. Like, I don't even care. Look at me, I don't care. I'm carefree about it. Carefree, footloose and fancy free. Footloose and fancy free. I don't give a damn. You protective of me like that, Alyosha? I mean, like, if I cared, what would it do? Like, even if I did care, like, maybe if I was feeling some sort of way, for a hot minute, or maybe if a thought came through my mind, what's it going? It's not going to change anything, anyways. So why bother? Why care when caring's not going to change anything? Yeah, lizard scream. Yeah, you can't trust. You can't trust things that cannot be trusted. Let's just put it that way. More beef than a butcher shop. That's accurate. That checks out. But yeah, I mean, maybe because I grew up poor. Like, I wasn't expecting anything from my parents to begin with. Maybe that's why I don't care. I don't know. I mean, my mom has side effects from COVID, the COVID shot. My mom's doctors told her that she's got health impairments or health issues from the COVID shot she took. Yes, my mom, the anti-vaxxer, took the COVID shot. Because she was active in school with Sarah, and somehow they conned her into taking it so that she could still be on the school premises or something. I was shocked, but she ended up getting it and regrets it. And her doctor said, you have side effects from this, but I'm not going to put it in your record, because if I put it in your record, I will lose my license. But just so you know, yes, this is the reason you're having these health issues now. I mean, that's scary to me. I mean, a doctor can't even document something if it's not suitable to the agenda out here. Oh no, Alyosha, do you like this now, Alyosha? No, because Ronald Reagan sided with Big Pharma when he was president, and he said that vaccinations had immunity, get it, immunity, from lawsuits. And so they're basically untouchable. And I love me Ronald Reagan for the most part, but that was not something good that he did. In fact, that's the worst thing he ever did as far as I'm concerned. To be honest, keep it real. LAPD came back. I'm surprised it took this long, to be honest. What's all this? Lizard Scream, your recommendations for a healthier life? I missed something. Yesterday, Chaz, I said I thought that was a low ball figure. He came in here yesterday with that exact same stuff, asking where you were. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to me talk about my family history. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm not looking forward to my mom passing away or nothing, but maybe she will leave me something after all, even though she says she's not. And she's made it abundantly clear, but you never know. If you guys see me like in Tahiti or the Bahamas, is Tahiti in the Bahamas? I don't even know. If you see me in Puerto Rico, if you see me just somewhere where there's sunshine and ocean waves and I got my life jacket on and my drink with the little umbrella, you know something's going on. But, I mean, I'm not counting on nothing. Let's put it that way. Is it Radiohead joke? Oh, okay. Lizard Scream. I had no idea. But I am very familiar with people giving me health advice, huh, crew? Huh, gang? Lord Skeetum, why aren't you a mod? How come you don't have a mod theme? Oh, I took it off? You went it back? There you go. I don't know how far up you can go, but I remodded you, Skeetum. Yeah, we don't care what Alyosha's saying. I mean, I already know what type of time he's running on. I already know he's upset about my family dynamics. It's, nothing to write home about. You're welcome, Skeetum. Should I unmod 16 to balance things out? I modded up Skeetum, so should I unmod 16 to balance out things? Oh, yeah, is it up in the chat, Skeetum? Sorry, buddy. Oh, man, I can go up really far up in the chat. You can't? This is crazy. Did they change some things? I mean, I can go up to when Hafiz was in the chat before he took off. Ah! I'm just trying to get your attention, 16. 16, you got a fan. 16, you got a fan. 16, you got a new fan. Okay, unmod 16, gotcha. It's coming from Taz. Okay, here we go. Tri-States? Where's the Tri-States? Where are they? Whoever's asking me if I'm from there, I don't know where it is. I don't know why Alyosha is so concerned about my mom, to be honest. I mean, is anyone else concerned about my mom's, like, level of generosity or lack thereof concerning me in her financial plans? You gonna marry me? Uh-huh. Am I Irish? I don't know. You think these are green eyes? You think these green eyes are Irish that I have? Taz wants a piece of the pie. Taz says he only cares only if she's generous to him. Yeah. That makes sense, right? Personal investment. Otherwise, who cares, right? You know, Ray used to say he was going to inherit everything when Ray used to get on one. And by that, I mean really high on math. Me and Ray used to go to my mom's property on the hill, and he would look around and say, yeah, one of these days this is going to be all mine, from rags to riches. Well, Ray's grandpa was rich. But he lost it on a RICO case that Ray didn't even know about. So Ray came from money. I mean, he was from one of the richest families in town before they lost it all. And so he was like, yeah, I'm going to be rich again. I'm going to get that. And I would look at him like, you're saying all this in front of me? I think this is what you're supposed to be thinking in your mind, but not saying out loud. Yeah, he'd be like, all of this shall be mine. And I was looking at my mom's property and going like this with his hands. He's like, all of this shall be mine. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Hush money? No, he was just high on substances. and imagining way too much. Yeah. What about cuddling with cats? What about feline contact? Get rid of that human part and put contact with pets or feline contact. Then does it still work? Yeah, I was like, excuse me, Ray, could you put that? Could you not verbalize that? His grandpa had a Stingray. You guys know what a Stingray is? The car. And we used to, when we were walking around, people would stop him and say, "Are you Chestnut's boy?" Chestnut was his dad's or his grandpa's last name. They would ask him, "Are you Chestnut's boy?" And he'd go, "Well, yeah, I am. Why?" And half the time they'd be like, "What happened to the Stingray? What happened to the Stingray?" And he was like, "I don't know." Well, Rico happened to it, but we didn't know about it till we went and visited his grandpa at the facility in Eugene. So it was like a few hours away from us, but we went there to visit his grandpa. And the nurse stopped us in the hallway and she was like, "Yeah, I was there when your grandpa was going through the RICO charges." And Ray was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, thanks for the support." And after the nurse walked away, Ray looked at me and said, "I didn't know my grandpa had RICO charges." Stingray? A Stingray? It's a somebody who knows cars, tell them what it is. It's a it's a really expensive classic car. It's a Corvette, yeah, a Corvette. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, he had a little Stingray in an aquarium. No, his grandpa had a big car lot. His grandpa had a big car lot, and that was the showcase car in the showcase. You haven't cuddled with a cat in a long time? Well, what about a human, Skeeta? I'm a fox. Thank you, Jeffro. I have a feeling L16 is going to get really close to you, Taz. It'd bother you in the comments. Just saying. Ford, Dodge, GMC, and Cadillac. Well, isn't GMC part of the Chevy family? The GM family? See, GMCs are part of the GM family, and so are Chevys. General Motors. General Motors. I say that word funny, sorry. Yeah, see, 16 only wants to be a mod so he can read hidden comments. And that's the reason I remodded Skeetum. So I thought turnabout is fair play. I don't know if that even makes sense, but hey. Oh, well, that's sad, Lizard Scream. YouTube hid your comment, because YouTube be YouTubing, but that's sad, Lizard Scream. So you had a real bona fide rescue cat. How am I? I'm low-key crashing out, if you want to know the truth. I know I didn't make any sense since 16. I'm starting to crash out. Oh shoot, Herman is home, guys. I'm calling Mr. G Herman now because my mom's mad at me if I call him Mr. G. And so I gotta call him Herman from now on because I can't fraction out my world like that. So he's Herman now. Because she says it's bad when I call him Mr. G. She don't like it. So to appease my mom, I'm going to call him Herman. So I don't get yelled at by mom. The glaze. Yeah, the glaze is real. You already know what time it is, Skeetum. Ford Mustang, not Mercedes or a Beamer. Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone said hi to you, Lizard. Big Al from Southern Cal. But I really got to go now. Really got to go. Oh, Jeffro! You didn't have to. I'm ending the stream, buddy. Because, oh, shoot. Because, Miss Herman is home. So I really have to go. All right. Love you, everyone. Love you, everyone. See you later. Bye.